Alright. The third time I've had to do this because first time I got interrupted by people walking by and I didn't want to look like I was crazy because I'm in my car talking to myself. And the second time I found out that my camera was only recording 1 minute at a time and I need longer than that for this. So anyway, third time's a charm, so they say. So, I'm back, YouTube. Hi. And I'm doing a mini-series of tags. And to start with, I was going to do the Throwback Tag, which is 15 questions long. So I'm going to start. Question number 1, what year was I born in? 1992. Just had my 22nd birthday on the 28th of April, so yeah. Do I have any pictures of myself from when I was younger? If I do, then show them. I do, but once again, I'm in my car, so don't have them where I can access them to show you. What TV shows did I grow up watching? Buffy the Vampire Slayer, big time Buffy, Charmed, Powerpuff Girls, trying to think of, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Hey Arnold. I loved Hey Arnold when I was young. A bunch of shows. Pretty much everything but SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh, I loved South Park as a kid when I was like 8. And I loved, The Simpsons. Yeah. What did I want to be when I grew up, and do I still want to be that? I wanted to be a singer, and yes, I do still want to be it. Show a video of yourself when you were younger. Once again, don't have access to any. What were my favorite toys to play with? I loved the Gigapets, and I loved those Robo-Dogs that became popular that came out when I was like 8. And I loved bikes. Bikes were my favorite. And yo-yos. Even though I still to this day suck at yo-yos, but I love them for some reason. What's the most embarrassing thing I can remember doing? Really don't want to announce that on here. Let's just say I used to think that lemonade was made from pee. Yeah. Read something you wrote when you were in kindergarten. I don't have anything from when I was in kindergarten. I've moved way too many times in the last few years to have access to anything like that. 3 songs I loved to listen to as a child. Alicia Keys. 2 of them are Alicia Keys. My very favorite song growing up was Fallen by Alicia Keys. I loved A Woman's Worth by Alicia Keys and Complicated by Avril Lavigne. And pretty much everything from the Backstreet Boys. I love Backstreet Boys to this day. What was one funny thing I dressed up as for Halloween when I was younger? Flying Barbie. Yeah. Tell a funny story of something you remember happening when you were young. I pretty much already did that. I'm not... Okay, fine. Here's one. When I was little, my brother had a friend who had a little brother that I had a crush on, but wouldn't admit it to anybody. And one day I was over there, and it was right after either his birthday or Christmas, something like that, because he had gotten gifts, and it was when the Star Wars lightsabers were big, or whatever, and he had gotten those, 2 of those, and we went out to, like, the garage or something, turned out the lights, and he was showing it to me, and our brothers came in, and turned on the light, we're like, what are you guys doing in here? And like, they were teasing us about it, and I was just like, but he's just showing me his lightsaber. And looking back on it, I understand why they started laughing at that, because that could definitely be twisted by 10-year-old boy minds. So yeah. Anyway, that's the story. It's the memory's a lot funnier than how I can explain it. I'm not very good at explaining stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, that happened. Are there any special things you've kept from when you were a child? Yes, one special thing. His name is Hare. He is my stuffed lion that looks like a teddy bear to other people, but he was my very first stuffed animal. So he is extremely special. What was something weird I used to do as a child? I already told you that one. I'm not telling you any more of the weird stuff, because I did a lot of weird stuff as a kid. But yeah. What's the scariest thing I remember happening when I was a child? When I was younger? Not really anything scary happened. Oh, no, I do remember one story. Okay, so I was on my way back from hanging out at the Boys and Girls Club, and I was going to try and spend the night at my friend's house. Well, she had me wait outside, and right before, by the way, I used to watch Chucky as a kid, so just as a little mini backstory to this story. So she, on the way in, she told me, oh, by the way, I think I've seen Chucky around here, and then ran in there giggling, and I was just like, oh shit. So I started getting all paranoid, and like looking around and stuff, and I looked up and saw some sneakers, like doll sneakers, up in the tree, and I like sat there trying not to freak out, and finally I freaked out and ran off and biked all the way home and left her there without telling me whether or not I could spend the night. Yeah, so that's that. Final question. How is the world now different from how it was like when I was a child? More technology. The toys are much cooler. Much cooler. Like, we had just gotten those, the little, like, motorcycles and stuff that you could drive around. Those had just started being made right when I had grown too big to be able to drive them. That kind of stuff. It's really cool toys. More video games, more systems, of course. Internet is, like, you know, everybody has it now. And kids don't really play outside like we used to. I would be outside until I had to come in, and yeah, kids just aren't like that anymore. Most kids. There still are some kids that I see playing outside like we used to. So, anyway, yeah. So, that's the throwback tag. I tag everybody who watches this. See you guys later.